Howdy, 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 all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to Halloween Redactle. That's right, we're playing Redactle, the game where we try to guess the Wikipedia page that's been redacted together collaboratively. You can, if you're not a member of our Discord, go to the About page and click the link and join our Discord so that you can play along with us. We'll be posting a link there, and I think in the Twitch chat too. Is that right, Berkeley?
Yep. We're sending links in the Twitch chat and on Discord.
Awesome. That reminds me, I probably should open the Twitch chat so that I can post in there too. Might be helpful.
Oh, my Twitch chat is looking weird. I don't know what's going on. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so if you haven't joined us for Redactle before, we get a Wikipedia page and we are just trying to fill in the blanks and guess what the Wikipedia article is. And as Jared mentioned, this is going to be a Halloween episode. So, Wikipedia article. Jared and I have handpicked these ahead of time so that we can get all Halloween themed articles. So he and I both came up with 6, and we'll be taking turns throwing them out. And so one or the other of us will have to sit out and or give coy hints depending on how it's going.
If you're me, you'll immediately forget all of the ones that you made. So it's all fresh to me. I guess I have the memory of a goldfish.
There's worse things.
All right. Well, let's get started, and then you guys can hop in when you're ready. Berkeley, it looks like you are a horse icon. Is that correct?
Seems like it might be correct.
Very cool. I chose coral as my icon today. All right. We're going to start with the classic optimized guess, Kevin. 0. 0 Kevin in this article. Steve. No Steve either. Darn. Terry. Nope. Welcome, Meg, to the chat. Look at you guessing book and film. Classy.
Maybe even classier than Kevin. It's hard to say.
It is. Depends on the Kevin. Ooh, holiday. We got a hit. Okay. It's 2 blank holidays, and that blank is 5 letters. I'm thinking pagan. Nope, not pagan. What about Irish? Nope. What about that's 6 letters. Never mind. Got some hits on day. Okay, what about if we talk about some solstices? Nope.
Ooh, I don't know if you saw, we got candy in the title.
Oh, candy corn.
Candy corn.
I'm so glad you chose this because this is what I thought about too, but didn't because I thought, oh, that seems like Berkeley might do that one.
Wow, that you just know me as a candy corn guy.
It seemed like a good, fun one. That would be good and fun, and you're good and fun. So,
oh, thanks. I'm gonna put that on my LinkedIn profile. Can you verify that as a skill for me? Actually, someday?
I can. Yeah, I'll verify that for you. Good and fun guy.
Good and fun. I watched an episode of King of the Hill this morning. I'm sick today, so I didn't go to work. So I watched an episode of King of the Hill instead, and Hank Hill's dad had a son in the episode who he wanted to name Hank. And Hank Hill said, "You can't do that. My name's already Hank." So they named him Good Hank instead. And little Bobby was cradling his uncle Good Hank and saying,
That's
"This Good Hank, he
awesome.
sure has something special."
That's awesome.
Anyway.
That
Oh,
should be
Suzumu, you're here.
your
Welcome.
Instagram bio, by the way.
Good. Wait, I forgot what it was. Good and
That
fun.
Good Berkeley sure is something
Good
special.
Berkeley.
All right, Berkeley, find us a fun fact while I queue up the next link.
All right. So the third paragraph of this article is candy corn has a reputation for generating polarizing responses, with articles referring to it as Halloween's most contentious sweet, which people either love or hate. And our chat right now says disgusting and woo candy corn. So something so divisive that it could split Meg and Susie Moo is pretty divisive.
The duality of man. Am I right?
There's two genders, likes candy corn and doesn't like candy corn.
So I've had traditional candy corn, but I've also had like a different candy corn that was minty. Have you had that one? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I've only seen it a couple times and it's pretty good. It's like green and white and brown instead of orange and white and whatever the other color is on regular candy corn. Yellow.
Mm.
It's tasty.
Megan says that she doesn't like that they used to call it chicken feed. That's good feedback. They should not have done that. And minty candy corn sounds like my personal hell. Also from Meg. So the candy corn is honey. Minty candy corn feels like it would taste like minty tea with honey in it, which seems like that would be fine to me, but maybe not.
You just blew my mind. I never realized candy corn was honey flavored.
Oh yeah, it's just dry honey. That's all it is.
I think I'm gonna like it way more now, knowing that.
My personal experience was liking it way less after I learned that.
Oh,
I do still
really?
like it, but I used to love it until one day I bit into it and I thought, this is honey.
So I was sick a couple weeks ago and my throat was so sore that I couldn't sleep at night. So I bought a bag of lemons and raw honey that was not in the bag with the lemons. It was a separate container. And I made just like straight up hot water, half a lemon, and a spoonful of honey and drank that. And the honey was so good. It's been a couple of years since I ate straight honey, but it was so good that I had to stop myself from like eating spoonfuls of straight honey. I like honey a lot. I didn't realize that I did until like last month, but I'm here for it. All right. Has everybody got the link? See the link? Followed it? We good?
Yeah, we got a few people in here.
All right.
Meg says, "Okay, Winnie the Pooh."
Seriously. Yeah. I mean, every time I taste honey, I just rip my pants off and run around pretending that it's the 100-acre wood. Show, song, book, film, song. Right away. Hey,
Thriller, nice.
That was good. That was real good.
That was real good. Who got that? Who's
Meg.
chicken? Nice.
All right. Fun fact about Thriller. It was recorded on the microphone I used to use for stream. I should have grabbed it so that I could show it off, but it's called the SM7B. It's like the classic modern podcast microphone. Berkeley actually has like a version that's based on it, like its younger brother. But that's not too common for famous pop albums. A lot of them use the more expensive U87. So physically, they're different operating mechanisms. They use a different diaphragm. The SM7Bs is much thicker, and people think that it sounds a little bit less precise because of it, but it's got great rim rejection and you can use it for basically anything, including hammering nails if you're sadistic.
Whoa.
Um, so you, when you use an SM7B, you're using what Michael Jackson used to record one of the most popular songs of all time.
Nice. That is a fun fact.
All right.
Okay, we've got another one in the chat. Salty numerous toddler.
11 characters in a word. I didn't even know there was any word 11 characters. Actually, I'm pretty sure my last name is 11 characters. No, it's not. How many? No, it's 9. Yeah. Okay.
I I'm not convinced yours is 9. We can talk about that another time so we don't dox you.
Is it 8? Am I off by
I
1?
think it's 8.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Okay, there's 3 words in the title. Someone just got film. I'm gonna throw in the word right before film because it's not fun to try to guess that.
Ha. 1982. Truly the Rolls Royce of years. Is it Beetlejuice? No. Unless I spelled
That's what I
Beetlejuice wrong.
realized I probably should have done later.
All right. We got some special effects knowledge down here, it seems like.
Mm.
Is this a film that I've seen, Berkeley?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not sure.
Nice.
Poltergeist.
Nice job, Meg.
Have you seen Poltergeist?
No, I haven't.
I saw the first 15 minutes of Poltergeist at a cool teen party when I was a cool teen. And then I had to text my mom and ask her to pick me up because I was too scared.
I'm sorry, you lost me at Cool Teen.
That.
uh, I would know I was there. And also, I wasn't cool either. So, you know.
This
Yeah.
movie has one of my least fun facts. I think I've just read this online. I think it's this movie. There's a scene where a woman is in her swimming pool in her backyard that she owns, and then a bunch of skeletons pop out of the water.
Whoa.
And the director found real life human being skeletons that were cheaper than fake prop skeletons. And so without telling the actress, they decided to use real skeletons for the movie. And the actress did not know until later that she was in a pool full of dead people.
That is pretty spooky. That's reminding me of the dude. Do you remember when they brought all the corpses to OMSI and like
Oh
had the
yeah.
show? And then it came out later that like some of them were acquired from the Chinese government and they were prisoners who were executed and then their bodies were like sold.
Whoa, I didn't hear that part.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That
that's
puts a damper on that.
yeah, I just, kind of the idea of selling human remains is it's a little weird. I do have to ask though, skeletons scarier than full corpse or less scary than full corpse?
Less scary than full corpse for sure because
Agreed.
of how corpses can give you diseases and stuff, and skeletons just can give you the ick, I think.
Unless you're Hamlet, and then you got to pick up the head and talk to it.
Except skeletons are a little hot, actually. Okay, that's That's an opinion. So with that Omzi story and with that Poltergeist story, let's just remember that the real spooky and spooky season is infringement of bodily autonomy for the sake of capitalism.
That's right. This is the perfect game for me because this is my article that I submitted, but I have no idea what it is.
Got a lot of hits on Century, so I'm gonna start guessing centuries. Got hits on 19th and 20th.
I remember what it is now. Okay. We're locked in. Meg guessing Danish. I don't know anything about Danish folklore. I wonder if they have scary things in Danish folklore. The closest I could get is like Krampus, which is like scary Santa. Scary anti-Santa, I guess.
Mick says it was 6 letters. Okay, shut up. Which is fair.
I won't. You also guessed cryptid, which uh, this isn't really related, but one of my favorite books in elementary school was cryptids. And it was like these kids go to like the Congo to try to find a dinosaur. And I thought that that was the coolest thing. And I was obsessed with dinosaurs being alive in the unexplored African jungle, which probably isn't true.
Meg says, hey, let's call out some other people's guesses. Why are we picking on Meg today?
You can take it. I know you can take it. Um, I was gonna point out who guessed God. I can't even tell what symbol that is because my screen is too far away from my eyes. It looks kind of like a fish wearing a snorkel, but that's probably not what it actually is.
Meg says she's gonna be big mean to you now.
Is that it? Is it different?
I want this to be Bigfoot spelled wrong.
Big with two eyes.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Meg says she's gonna be
Avocados.
mean to you now. You need to get glasses and it's a bird's nest.
Meg, I don't know if you're like watching the stream, but I'm currently wearing glasses.
What folklore, what supernatural being is 2 words with 4 letters each?
Do you want me to drop a hint? Or you guys could use a hint. There's hints. I
Yeah,
forgot about
chat,
the hint.
do you want a Jared hint or a Redactle hint? Oh, she says get better glasses. Apparently I also need
Oh
them.
yeah. I have an appointment next week actually for new glasses. I'm pretty excited.
Jared, as a longtime glassed man, how often should I be getting my eyes checked?
Well, I think there's two answers to that. One is the boring adult answer, and then the other is the lazy adult answer. So the boring adult answer is as often as your insurance that you're already paying for will cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lazy adult answer is when you can't comfortably read the subtitles on your TV anymore from where you sit.
Nice.
And that's me. So, ooh,
Okay, I'm gonna make an
tree.
executive
Tree is an
Oh,
interesting guess. I thought that that would have a lot of results, but it didn't. That surprised me. And it's the title is Ents Ents. It's two Ents. I'm just kidding. Obviously, it's not. Ooh, Slavic.
Slavic
Okay, we're
folklore.
cooking with
Got a hint on that.
gas.
I guessed Ents, and you cannot call that out. That's above reproach, actually.
Anything in the Tolkien universe cannot be made fun of as a guess. So, just while we're doing this I learned about this monster through a song, like a kid's song that I don't know where my mom learned it, but she would sing it and I picked up on it. And this creature was so scary to me as a kid. Sometimes if I was outside, especially in the forest by myself, I would get so psyched out and freaked out if I'd hear stuff moving around in the trees. So,
SMC got that. Nice.
yeah, good work. Baba Yaga. Most commonly, at least the depictions that I've seen, is usually like old woman in a treehouse with chicken legs
Mm-hmm.
carrying it around. But I guess the Wikipedia page had a bunch of other ones. So,
Meg says Baba Yaga is a nice lady. I don't know about that. I was introduced to Baba Yaga around the same time I was introduced to Straganona, which is that children's book about the woman that has the pot that makes infinite pasta. And
what?
so I get those wires crossed in my head sometimes.
I have not heard of this.
Oh, it's a good one.
Actually, I have heard of this. I think
Oh,
somebody sent
what a
me a
roller
reel
coaster.
with this in it, and it was like a soup lady. I don't know. All right.
Okay, give us a fact while I pull up the next one. Or we
Uh,
could just start with the next one. I've actually already sent it everywhere it needs to be sent.
yeah, I don't really have a good fact about this except that it was the scariest monster to me in my childhood. That and the Ghost of Christmas Future from the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Hmm. Yeah, that one's freaky.
That one,
I would argue not the scariest Ghost of Christmas Future, but like the
agree.
scariest in the top 5 ghosts. Top 5 scary ghosts.
There is, I think it's like the 1930s or 1940s version of the Christmas Carol. That's got some scary depictions of like the partners and stuff. All right, what do we got here?
We got mealy big lizard.
All right, we're gonna start it with cheese. No, no hits. Monster Mash. Monster Mash executed. Two guesses.
Oh,
Wow, that's
that
pretty
was
impressive.
if you discard Jared's guess for cheese, which you could make a case for, you got it perfect.
Who guessed
Cheese.
cheese? What imbecile typed cheese in? Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
All right, Berkeley, give us a fun fact about the Monster Mash.
I'm sure other people have seen this, but the song that we know as Monster Mash references another song called the Monster Mash, and it's never identified in the song if they're the same song or not. So there might be like a deeper, truer, more original Monster Mash that we've never heard, according to Monster Mash lore. Some say that when we're ready, um, it'll be given to us. Maybe by
Wow.
the guy from the song by uh, oh shoot, I forgot his name. This is gonna be the worst reference of all time.
All right.
Uh, it starts with a B. Gosh dang it! How did I forget this name? He was in Pan's Labyrinth. David Bowie. David
Hmm.
Bowie has that song about that spaceman waiting to come and give us things.
Hang on a second. Did you say
Oh
David
dear.
Bowie's in Pan's Labyrinth?
Is he not?
He's in The Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth and The Labyrinth are drastically different
Gosh,
films,
dang
though.
it. Wow.
I would say that Pan's Labyrinth also very scary and sad. Very sad. Yeah, this is probably the easiest one of the night because it doesn't consider two of the main words of the title to be um, distinct enough to hide. So good job. But Over the Garden Wall is a must. It's cozy. It's got one of the scariest villains, in my opinion, and also one of the most hateable. And the more times you watch it, the more little details you're going to pick up that make it even like darker, even though it seems like very wholesome on the surface. Great series. Would recommend that you watch it. And it's short enough that you can watch the whole thing in one night, too. It's basically movie length if you watch all the episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, 10-minute episodes. So that's one movie. That was SCM that finished that one. Good job. And also started it because once again we got in 2 guesses. All right. I've got a harder one. This will be good. This will be fun. Careful defeated hydrogen, which is a nickname for some types of atomic bombs.
The careful defeated hydrogen bomb.
That's a if you had to give a 3-sentence summary of what's happening inside a bomb. Okay, Meg's mad that I'm not reading the chat. Let's go. She also gets Straganona and Baba Yaga confused. I wonder if they're like the same illustrator illustrated books about both of them. Meg was looking at it while Jared was yapping. I don't condone yapping discourse. I think everyone should be allowed to talk all the time. We don't need to demean talking. And a little jab about Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, sorry. I haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth or Labyrinth.
You haven't seen Labyrinth?
No.
Both are good, but I would recommend Labyrinth over Pan's Labyrinth.
My 2 closest David Bowie experiences were watching. There's an episode of the show Flight of the Conchords that riffs on David Bowie a lot. And they have a music video where they're like impersonating him, and they do a really good job. And then the other one was an episode of Strong Songs, which is a podcast I've mentioned here a couple times. The podcast just like picks a song or an artist every week and does a deep dive into what makes their music so cool. And they did an episode on David Bowie, and it was fantastic.
I don't know why I have this impression in my head, but I imagine David Bowie to be one of those guys that sounds almost like he's singing just when he's regularly talking. Is that true?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
so.
Well, at least the way that Flight of the Conchords would do an impression, I bet it would sound that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, we are batting a very, very bad batting. I don't play bat sports. I don't know how to do bat analogy. End. We got 4 hits for end. Hmm.
This is a tricky one by design. I thought of like the most basic Halloween thing I could, and then I thought about like 2 connections away from that. So hopefully y'all aren't mad.
There's a hit for feet. What? 'Cause- 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 ' They're hit for meters. This seems like it's more conceptual to me than the like a it's not a noun.
I've got Starman stuck in my head.
There's a star man. That was everywhere on Instagram for 2 weeks. And then it went away. It's a good song.
Sure is. Was there like some event that caused that to be on Instagram for 2 weeks?
I don't know. It might have just been my particular algorithm, but it was usually overlaid with like a picture of Superman and then a video of somebody helping somebody else.
Hmm. I wonder if like some commercial or some TV show used the song
Yeah.
and sparked a trend. Mike says we need a hint, and Susie Moo says, "What is this?" I'm not giving "What is this?" as the hint. uh, yeah, whoever wants to grab a hint. There's the hint button. Meg said that I said don't get mad, but she's getting mad now. Well, I said don't, so
Contractually, you can't.
Jared, should I give you all a hint, or do you want to use the actual official
I'll,
hint button?
I'll use the hint button. What are we feeling? Something in the first paragraph, maybe? I'm gonna do this second 5 letter word in the first sentence. What? Femur?
Heck yeah.
Nice. As soon as it was thigh, I immediately started hearing the Bones song that
Uh-huh.
lists all the bones.
Knee bones connect to the thigh bone.
Exactly.
Meg is mad because now how is that Halloween? So,
It's
okay,
skeleton-y.
skeleton.
The main bone.
Skeleton's so basic. So if you wanted to go deeper than skeleton, where do you get? Obviously skull. Skull still too basic for Halloween. So take it one step further, either rib or femur, depending on, what part of the body you're thinking of. And I went femur. Could have just been bone. I don't know if I could have. A fun fact about femurs is that one time our cross country coach, Jared and I had a cross country coach who told a story about this magnificent student athlete that he had coached, who one time ran through the pain until their femur just like had a hair fracture. Um, and the older I get and the more removed I get from that story, the more I think that that was an insane thing to paint as like something to aspire to.
Yes.
Don't run until your femur breaks. That's just a dumb thing to do.
Yep. Sometimes
Whoa.
your
Oh,
your
good.
coach shouldn't be your role model. Anyways.
Yeah. Why are high school coaches so intense? They shouldn't be. It's just a game, man. Or lady. It's just a game, lady.
All right. I love that the first guess is men. Men, am I right?
Meg says that one time at a school assembly at her small charter school, someone broke their femur in front of everyone and it was gnarly. That sounds horrifying.
Was it on purpose?
I doubt it. I don't know if
The
it's.
way the way that was written made me like I'm gonna break my femur in front of everybody. Who wrote Ugg? Ugg is not. What, did you think it was gonna be a big one? I don't. I have a hard time believing that.
First century AD.
This is another one of mine, and I genuinely don't know. That blows me away that it's first century AD. That's weird.
Today's the day we learned that the Greeks were carving jack-o'-lanterns.
There, there you go. Ghost got a ton of hits.
Haunted house. Wow.
Hey.
I think we're gonna need some time skimming this because that was just shocking the whole way through.
All right, let's do it.
Congrats, Meg, on getting haunted and house. 2 points to you.
A haunted house, spook house, or ghost house in ghost lore is a house or other building often perceived as being inhabited by disembodied spirits of the deceased who may have been former residents or were otherwise connected with the property. Parapsychologists, is that a thing? Often attribute haunting to the spirits of the dead who have suffered from violent or tragic events in the building's past, such as murder, accidental death, or suicide. In a majority of cases, upon scientific investigation, alternative causes to supernatural phenomena are found to be at fault, such as hoaxes, environmental effects, hallucinations, or confirmation biases. Common symptoms of hauntings like cold spots and creaking or knocking sounds can be found in most homes, regardless of suspected paranormal presences. People are more likely to experience a haunting when they are about to fall asleep, when waking, or if they are intoxicated or sleep deprived. Carbon monoxide poisoning has been cited as a cause of suspected hauntings. If there is an expectation of a preternatural encounter, it is more likely that one will be perceived or reported. All right, so that second paragraph has nothing to do with houses. Moving on.
This history section is interesting. It says like today we associate haunted houses with ghosts, which are the spirits of dead people. But it talks about in England or in the British Isles, it was usually attributed to fairies instead of the dead. And in Middle Eastern countries, it was attributed to jinn instead of the dead. Interesting to think about like the same phenomenon with like a totally different supposed root cause.
I feel like that's almost scarier because at least a human you might be able to understand like the reasoning and the parameters of behavior. But with a fairy or a jinn, it's like who knows? They're completely different than us.
That's interesting you should say that because I feel like with both fairies and jinn, there's like an obsession with the rules and like understanding them. And there's an understanding that their rules are different from our rules, but like I feel like there's a lot of folklore around what they could and could not do. And maybe that was still part of that like quest for control.
That's fair.
Whoa, Meg says apparently haunted houses became bigger once Disneyland opened its Haunted Mansion attraction in 1969. Crazy.
Interesting. So I have a haunted house story. I've never been to a haunted house attraction except for the Haunted Mansion because I don't like being afraid and I don't enjoy it. So it just doesn't attract me. But I was on a camp out with some people and I had stayed at their house earlier and heard like a typing sound while most people were gone and I was waking up from being asleep. So I'm checking the boxes here for a fake paranormal encounter. But I brought that up at the camp out and found out that somebody was busy trying to finish up a remodel of the house and uh apparently had sealed like their grandpa's old typewriter into the wall of the house as part of trying to rush to get ready for the inspector to come like sign off that it was done. And everybody freaked out because of course you think you hear typing sounds and then you find out there's an old typewriter sealed into the wall is just some crazy nonsense. So yeah, that was pretty wild. Anyways,
That is wild. Yeah, I feel like typewriter sounds from the wall. That's evocative. That's some like Edgar Allan Poe stuff right there.
yeah, it's the telltale heart, but typewriter. All right, yellow obnoxious address. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess it's a good question of who puts a typewriter in the wall.
People with too much on their plate and not enough time to do it all. All
One
right.
time, the landlord of the house that I was renting sold the house way faster than we thought that they would, and so we had like 3 weeks' notice to move out or something. We had to take a lot of good stuff to the dump, and if we could have just sealed it in the wall instead, that would have been nice.
It would have been way better, you know?
And we did try to give away as much of it as we could on Facebook Marketplace before we took it to the dump. I don't want to like sound wasteful. That was really our last resort.
I had to do something similar when I moved in, and it is one of the only things that I'm sad about getting rid of in my life. Time constraints are a bummer. All right. It's a single word, it's 9 letters. It looks like it is a noun. Is it a Dracula? It's not a Dracula. Oh, we got pumpkin. We got pumpkin. What? The quote pumpkin blank. The pumpkin queen. Pumpkin patch? Nope. Some hits for celebrate. The pumpkin people. What? What? This is giving over the garden wall. Uh, what is that town called?
Oh, Pottsfield.
Pottsfield. I sentence you to 2 hours of community service. Hmm.
See, Moose says pumpkin people should party. I think it would be foolish of us to assume that they're not already partying.
True. Okay, so the first sentence gives away that it's in the shape of a human. And that's interesting. Meg gets Skinwalker, and I am surprised that didn't get it hit. That would have been a really good one. Maybe it is one. I don't know, but it's not one of mine.
Nor mine.
There was a really scary book that I read as a elementary schooler called like Uncle Skeleton. Did you read that one, Berkeley?
I don't think so. That doesn't
That
sound familiar.
that one kept me up at night a couple nights. Um, and it's based on the Native American Skinwalker um, creature. Did anybody guess Golem yet? It's not a golem. Goop. Hmm.
Meg asks if Uncle Skeleton is single. You're not, so
I don't. I don't. I don't think Uncle Skeleton's really into the dating scene. He's more into the like, dine and dash type of scene, and you will be the one being dined upon or dashing. Scarecrow. Nice. That did not even begin to cross my mind.
nice. Meg saw the word farmers and got it.
Oh, was that a deliberately planted hint by Berkeley?
Yeah, it
That's
sure
so
was.
clever. Clever, clever.
It's easier when you already know what the article is going to be.
All right.
Okay, well, you get the next one. I've got some fun facts. So we all know the typical scarecrow, like Wizard of Oz style. But recently there's been more effective methods, such as highly reflective aluminum strips or ribbons that are tied around the plant, or automatic noise guns. Love that. Oh, there are, the inflatable tube men for that they
Oh
use to
yeah.
like advertise car dealerships. Those also make good scarecrows, apparently.
That's kind of wild because I would imagine that that's different enough from a person that a crow would probably be like, yeah, that's not a person. We can steal the food.
I I feel like they would just be freaked out. Like, hopefully, it's foreign enough to them.
Hmm.
Susie Moo says pumpkin people are a Canadian thing. I like I like Canadian things. They're scarecrows with pumpkin heads applied to them, doing various things such as playing the fiddle or riding a wooden horse. That's cute. Meg with the Bo Burnham reference. That is a scarecrow.
All right. This one's kind of a deep cut. Um, it is. I actually don't know who owns it. I wouldn't be surprised if Disney owns it now.
I'm not feeling very confident.
Yeah, the Ghost
The
and Mr.
Ghost and
Chicken.
Mr. Chicken. Huh.
So this is kind of a murder mystery type movie that involves a haunted mansion and some really scary organ music. Um, Comedian Don Knotts was the lead actor in this show, and several other funny movies. Um, but what I remember most about this scene is an organ, or this movie is a scene where an organ inside this haunted mansion plays itself, and it's really scary music. So that lives on in my mind rent free. Also, I think it's a black and white film, pretty old. Does it say 1966? Yeah, old.
Well, neat. Yeah, I wonder if we can find somewhere to stream that. Meg says she loves Don Knotts.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I think Don Knotts is just hilarious. Great acting of a certain type, I guess.
Okay, this is the last one I prepped, so hopefully we don't go through these. You've got one more, right?
I think I've got one or maybe two, yeah. Something like
Okay.
that.
Hopefully we don't go too fast. If you missed it, we've got Dazzling Shallow Brother in the Twitch chat and on Discord.
Blank the blank.
Fight the power.
Fight
Nope.
the power. Wow. Way to mislead your audience, Berkeley.
try bite the bullet.
Bite. Nope. Bullet. Darn it.
Try Jangles the Moon Bear.
No, I will not. And if that ends up being it,
Or is it a moon monkey? Jangles the Moon Monkey.
stop. Sorry, I had to get the whole alphabet out there. This is an interesting thing. There, in one of the paragraphs, is a series of H and S that makes it sound like they're initials for an author or something. Does anybody know an author with the first two initials H and S?
Harry Truman have a middle name of S? He does.
Okay, and then there's another set where it says T.W and then novel later in the sentence. So I think either this is a story or a book or has something to do with a book, I guess. Did we already guess book? Yeah, you guys are on it.
Bible the book.
But
Goes to Bible the movie by Mel Gibson.
for the first time in print.
As seen on TV. Gregory, welcome.
Howdy, Gregory.
Gregory is the bull.
Chat, would it be okay to use a hint on the second line of the history section where it says blank of quote and then it's two letters? I'm so curious what that is.
I'm gonna say do it. That's gonna be a useful one.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Nice. That was a
Whoa, that was
good
quick.
good poll.
I did not think 13 was gonna give it away that fast. Gregory's the horse now. This is a roller coaster. You can't keep changing this on us, Gregory.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Just kidding. Change your emojis all you want. It's fun. Whoa, my Chrome froze. That's fun. Maybe my everything froze. Sorry. Did I cut out?
Nope, you're still here.
Okay, cool. My computer started working again. That's great. I love it when it does that.
Huh. In Italy, it's Friday the 17th that is considered a bad luck day. Very interesting.
Susie says she's gonna have to guess days for all of them now, and Gregory says they guess every single direction every time. Yeah, I also do directions if I start. If it looks like it might be a country or a continent or a city, that'll almost always like say what borders it, and so directions can be super helpful. My go-to is still always century, and then if it has hits, you can guess like 18th, 19th, 17th, 21st, first. I could name other numbers, and I
There's a
will.
lot of them.
Third, ninth, just whatever the vibes are, and that can be helpful. All right, this will probably be our last one of the evening. Substantial, nutritious lamp. I gotta make myself not the horse now.
You could be coral like me.
I'm gonna be a tiger. That feels. I feel like I give off tiger vibes.
Definitely. Whoever gets beast, I'm proud of you. That's a great word. And I seem to remember a time long past where people would use beast as a way to describe something that was cool. You don't hear that anymore because it was not beast to do that.
We still have a guy called Mr. Beast though, so that's a relic.
Oh, true.
Meg says she would not describe me as having tiger vibes. What the heck?
What about Tony Tiger?
I'm great.
Yeah, you are, bud. You really are. All right, we're officially in overtime. So the pressure's on, guys.
Yeah, we gotta finish this last one. Do you have any hints?
Uh
Do you remember what it is?
I do remember what it is. I'm trying to think of something that won't give it away because once you begin to get a glimpse of what it is, you'll know very quickly. All of I can't say all of you. Many of you have likely seen this from a very young age.
Meg needs to go smooch Cassandra and Dragon Age Inquisition, so we need to hurry up.
Yeah, that's you've got priority things you got to get done.
I'm gonna use an official hint. Is a Muppet.
Oh man. Yep. Yep. Count the count. Count Von Count. The first vampire in my life and probably the most dangerous of all. Indoctrinating our kids to math.
This is so good. This is a great choice.
Yeah, I thought it was like vampire themed, so it's Halloween enough, but not so Halloween that it would be immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good call.
First
Whoa.
debuted in 1972. That's wild. Count
Here are
Von
two
Count.
sentences. Oh, go
Hit
ahead.
me, hit me, hit me.
Two sentences I never thought I would read. The Count drives a special car, the Countmobile, which is designed to look like a bat. So he's got a Batmobile. And then the very next sentence, the Count has been shown with a number of girlfriends who tend to be vampire countesses.
What a
These
flirt.
include Countess von Backwards, who counts backwards. Countess Darling von Darling, and one simply called the Countess. And he's got an Uncle Uno. This is wonderful. I did not know all this Count von Count lore.
The next time we play a tabletop RPG together, one of us must play as Count Von Count with canonical backstory matching the true history of Count Von Count.
And anytime you roll something, you can follow it up with 10
Ah,
piercing damage. Ah,
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 ah.
ah. How to get kicked out of your group. Step one.
If you get kicked out of a group for that, you deserve a better group. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, that has been our Halloween Redactle episode. Thank everyone for joining. I always love these. It's great, great playing with people. Oh, wait. Sorry. Let me catch up the chat real fast before we close this out. Not the hottest fictional vampire, but not the ugliest fictional vampire either. I agree with half of that. No, no, no. You got to play one of Count Von Count's ex-girlfriends. Heck yeah, that would be
Fair.
great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks everyone for joining. It's always fun to play a game that everyone can join in on, and we'll have to do more of these. I forget about them. I love this theme idea. Thank you, Jared, for having that idea. Maybe we should do this for every holiday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week with some more of another game that we all love. Hope you all have a safe and happy Halloween. And don't forget to follow us on Twitch and join our Discord so that we can chat all the time. Links to those are in the About section of our bio or in the description of this video if you're on YouTube. Did I miss anything?
Nope. You got it. Thanks everyone for coming out. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.